All right, good evening, guys. We got us a nice little rollover. Just got on scene behind Omar at Tight in Tow. Looks like a 20-footer. No idea how they managed to do this one, but let me park. I got a quick idea. I'm probably gonna back up to it and then see how Omar wants to tackle this. Woo! What's up?
Apparently,
What's the word?
they lost 20 feet on the container.
They lost 20 feet?
They told me it was a 40-footer.
Oh. Well, look at the landing gear.
Yeah,
I found the issue.
I was gonna go tell them to go get me another.
A yard dog? It's always a trip when you see these. You gotta figure that when these things are fully loaded, and the 20-footers are always super heavy, you got, say, anywhere between 20 to 50,000 pounds inside these containers, and they all rest on these, the landing gears. So because of that, when we upright it, you can't obviously set it down. They're gonna need a tractor, a yard dog, a yard holster, whatever you call it, yard goat, so we can set it directly on the fifth wheel plate. Oh yeah, this thing's already bulging out nasty. With the space available, I got an idea. I think I'm gonna back up right here. There's room enough to where I can back up, so my underlift is right in front of this container, so I'll be in this spot, but kind of at an angle to allow my outriggers to be fully out. That'll put my boom right here, and I'll tackle the rear. It might be easier if I do it the opposite way where Omar's at. All right, so they made this one ridiculously easy. They're moving that container, so Omar's got a good spot. And then I'm gonna pick up the front so I can control the landing gear. That way, as it comes over, we don't damage the other one. All right, now that I got the cables walked out a good amount, maybe with the lights on, you can see how bulging this is a bit better. Bam. All right, perfect. Now we'll get my Bailey slings and then insert them into the container pockets. All right, first step, Bailey's grommet container sling. With the Velcro protector. Yoke, twist lock, 18-ton shackle. Done. One more. Now there's a reason I'm going diagonally instead of to the top holes. That's because I'm not gonna do a straight lift and catch. I'm gonna barrel roll the front. Oh, it smells up here. Oh, you know what? This one won't fit because it's got the container lock. You know what? Maybe. Oh, wow. It does fit. You gotta make sure that the Velcro goes in too. Oh wow, it does. Nice. That's what I love about these synthetics, man. They're so versatile. Beautiful. Now what we can do is attach my line first, at least one of them. Awesome. This one. Oh, done. Now we do the bottom one and I'm good to go. Now that we got both container holes rigged up, I keep my truck in free spool so I can get my center of gravity perfect. Now again, instead of like flipping and catching it, where one line pushes it out, the other one catches it, I'm gonna rig to deadlift this whole thing. Well, that's about great. Now we just take off my free spool, check up on Omar, and then it's lift time. All right, now that I'm rigged, I'm gonna do a test lift. I got my free spool off, so we're going with the white cable, which is my right-hand side. Now we're going with the left cable, which is the blue, the bottom corner. That felt fast. I think my high-speed idle might be on. And it is, of course. Much better. You know what? I'm pretty much center, but to do this plan, I'll have to rotate the boom about 4 feet forward more. So as it comes over, the container doesn't hit that. But since Omar's still rigging, I got time to just attach one more strap. This isn't some crazy re-rig. Literally 60 seconds is all it takes to just attach this.
so I'm connected to these two. Is
That's
that
fine.
Okay.
The reason I'm going diagonal, Omar, is because I want to go straight up, and then as we flip it, so that because we can't retract that. I don't want that to hit and get caught.
We just cut it off?
Nah, no need to cut it off. So you're rigged though?
I'm ready. I already got a little bit of load on it, so I'm
all right.
good.
I'll be ready in 60 seconds. I just had to change up really quick. Instead of going forward 4 more feet, so my lines are in front of the container, I'm gonna just use the platinum sling so it'll wrap over the container as it catches it.
Oh, I gotcha.
I did one of these with Dave about 2 months ago in La Mirada,
Uh-huh.
and it was way more heavier than the guy said it would be. So doing it on my end this way to lift up here while keeping that afloat was a pain. You know what I mean? Right here. All right. Okay, Omar, start bringing it over while I hold it here. So this is what I mean about a deadlift. So the corner never touches the ground right here. And that landing gear doesn't either. Omar, just go in with both your cables. Or actually, since you're so high in the rear, just start dropping your catch. How does it feel for you?
I feel fine.
Good, yeah, start dropping your catch then. And I'll keep the front controlled. Here, what you could do is start going in with both your cables to push it out from you. Yeah, like that. Good.
Front end over a little bit.
Yeah, of course. Drop the rear completely. Then we're ready for this guy to back up underneath directly. I always prefer to go to the top holes because it's more control. But in this scenario, it worked out better since it's still attached to the chassis. Good. That was perfect. Now I just jump up there.
wants to see how much it weighs, I'm going to pick it up really quick, just to see what the gun weighs.
Oh, so Omar's gonna use his load cell, his load sensor on the boom at least, to get a weight on the rear for the customer.
I think ahorita 43,000.
43?
Yeah.
What?
Right there, load 42, 9, 42.6, 43.
It did feel extra heavy, huh?
Yeah.
I told you, dude, these 20 footers are always heavier than the 40s. That's not even the full weight, that's just you lifting up the rear.
That's the scale. That's the board, upper here.
Yeah? That's why these landing gears break so much, because these things are often so condensed and so heavy. You wouldn't figure that there's probably over 50,000 pounds in this little 20 footer. Always a recipe for disaster. Well, we got it on the yard go now, so I'm gonna let out completely to make sure the load hasn't shifted.
Boss, what would you say, about 70,000 gross?
Well, man, for your load cells to read that, lifting up the rear, at least 60. At least 60.
Almost 60.
This is probably like tile, dude, or sheet or metal.
Are you loose already?
I'm fully loose. I got zero tension,
That's cool.
and it hasn't shifted.
80 es el 20, ahora imagínate el 40.
All right, let's get my, you know what? I don't need a ladder. I'm gonna do this Alex style. Negative. I saw a comment once on one of my recent videos when Alex did this, and they said that they've never seen someone free climb a container like that when we were de-rigging. And I said to myself, what am I, chopped liver? I still got it, baby. And by the way, I've been doing a lot of, well, we always do hard jobs. I can't necessarily film all of them for, you know, sometimes there are accounts. Sometimes they're in sensitive areas where we can't film. But they've been very long, and the feedback has been so phenomenal. People are loving the long content and wish I did more of it. But as is the case with this video, the jobs are just too quick. From the second I show up, you just get your little game plan. It takes 5 minutes max to set up the outriggers, the boom, the cables, and all that. Add another maybe 5 minutes for rigging, and then this thing's up in another minute. And then maybe 10 minutes of de-rigging very slowly. I could not milk these jobs if I tried. But never fear, because I do got a lot of cool long content coming for you guys soon. Okay.
Gosh, make a swing out of one and I'll rig it down.
You know, it's easier to climb down than it is to get up.
Really?
100%. Because I could just hang with my hand in the container hole. Your foot will catch right there. Well, it's too fast. I like it. All right, guys, the trucks are put away. Wish I had longer content for you. But like I said, it is what it is. Especially when we got Jeffrey here as a supervisor. This guy's a know-it-all. I'm gonna say bye to Omar and then we're out of here, man. Peace.